Right, find that tall, steady, comfortable seat. And if there are any little movements you want to take that just feel good and right and almost necessary in the body, feel free to twist, to stretch, to bend side to side. Let out a big noise. Tell your wiener dog to be quiet, which she probably won't be. Roll the shoulders, anything that just feels like kind of making a little bit more space in the container. Maybe a sigh. And once you feel like you've kind of gotten those yayas out of your system, come back to that steady seat with a sense of being in the middle of the seat. So from left to right, there's an even weight. From front to back, there's sort of a even placement on the pelvic floor, so you're not dumping everything forward, nor are you rounding the spine backwards. Both of those will have the effect of blunting the full expression of the diaphragm. And then put that tongue up on the roof of the mouth. That's its home. That's where it likes to live. And then separate your upper row and lower row of teeth just a couple millimeters so there's no biting, clenching down on that jaw. And if you'd like to close the eyes, feel free to do so. Otherwise, just let the gaze not be the most dominant sense for the next half an hour. And right away, you can tune into the natural rhythm of your breath without forcing, without fixing, without it having to be any different than how it's showing up in your body right now. Just notice that interplay of inhale and exhale. Maybe there's a very obvious place the breath is showing up. Maybe it feels more subtle this morning, like the ability to take a deep breath feels just a little resistant. However that breath is showing up for you, invite it into the body. You might even say to yourself, my breath is welcome here. All of me is welcome here. The practice is here to support the daily fluctuations of ourselves. So however you are showing up today, let that be just exactly how it needs to be. We're going to start with a practice of 6 prolonged exhales. In a few moments, we'll do this by inhaling through the nose, and then we'll exhale through gently pursed lips like you're blowing out of a small straw. So you'll make a little bit of noise with the breath, but the goal is to prolong the exhale as long as feels comfortable. So everybody just take a nice, refreshing breath in and out to clear the slate, set the foundation. And then as you're ready, it's an easy breath through the nose, not forceful, but nice and full. And then through pursed lips, exhaling. Connecting the hearing to the breathing. Once that exhale has run its course, it's in through the nose again. And then letting that out with gently pursed lips. You might feel that abdominal wall really contracting, honing in. Doesn't need to be a big force that the face scrunches up, but feel that little heat in the belly. Keep it going. 6 rounds total. We'll all be at a little bit of a different speed. So 6 rounds total. Some might feel longer, some might feel shorter. Just keep the mind on that long exhale. The inhale should feel rather spontaneous after a very extended exhale. So just let it flood in. And then once you reach 6 of those, take your time to follow through on that. Once you reach 6 of those, just come back to breath in and out through the nose. Noticing any shifts in quality, texture, volume, speed of the natural breath. Maybe any shifts in quality of the weight in the body, a sense that the lower body has a bit more of an anchor, a downward moving current of energy in the body. And so from this groundedness, we can add a little bit of vibration. So next we're going to take 6 humming breaths, or the bumblebee breath, Brahmari Pranayama, and we'll use the hand gesture today, just the modified version. So your first 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, are going to be like little eye patches, and just be very careful that you don't press on the eyelid. It's like you're wearing sunglasses with your fingers, okay? And then your thumbs will go right into your ears, like your little AirPods. And then you'll take a regular inhale through the nose. When you hum out your exhale, just put the tip of the tongue sort of lightly on the roof of the mouth, and that will create a really nice vibration inside the canister of the head. So we'll go for 6 of those at your own pace, as loud as you like. The louder, the more nasal nitric oxide is produced, opening up the airways, dilating blood vessels. Don't be afraid to make noise. All the way to 6. And after 6, just let the hands gently fall back to the lap. You might keep the eyes closed. Now seeing if there's a different quality or direction of energy moving in the body, with all the vibration in the skull, loosening up things sort of in the upper hemispheres of the body. Is there a sense that your lower body can feel tethered, can feel grounded, but maybe a little bit of added lightness, brightness on the top there? The humming breathing is particularly effective for opening up the airways. Produces a lot of nasal nitric oxide, which opens up all the blood vessels in the lungs, redistributes blood better throughout the lungs. You get more oxygen delivery as a result. All right, next, take your right thumb, just the pad of the thumb, and cork it right underneath the right nostril. And then you can take your left hand in the right armpit just as a little kickstand. And go ahead and breathe in and out through the left nostril only. Remember where the tongue goes, up on the roof of the mouth. Remember that the teeth find a little bit of separation. And just take this really gently through the left nostril. We've reduced half the capacity of our natural breath. We've closed off 50%. So the breath will come in a bit slower. there's a little bit more resistance. It's going to take more time to fill up and empty. And with that slower speed, you might notice the breath landing a little bit deeper in the torso. Like the air has more time to permeate down into lower lobes of the lungs, lower ribs, and with the softness of the belly, you'll find maybe a gentle ebb and flow there as well. Breathing in and out of the lunar channel, the more cooling channel, one might say. So let the body be supple, receptive, embodying the qualities of your lunar self. Not necessarily feminine, but those attributes of femininity. Softness, gentleness, receptivity, protection, healing. You might feel a correspondence between the breath in and out of the left nostril and a play at the top of the sort of right ribs into your left hand. So there's always a cross reference, there's always a polarity. You can also look out for the different qualities of this breath versus humming, versus extending an exhale, versus the natural breath. Always peeking our eyes, our internal eyes out for the effects of each technique. So instead of just going through the motions, we're curious about how changing the volume and speed of the breath affects the nervous system and then affects the story we create around that effect in the body-mind. After your next exhale through the left nostril, we're going to switch it. So you might just hold the breath to switch, stoppering the left nostril, right hand under the left armpit, let the left elbow drape, and then bringing that breath in through the right side. And right away, you may notice more or less congestion. Never forcing past it, just take it nice and slow. Keep that tongue up, keep those teeth separated. You might reinvigorate the posture just a little bit, lifting up through the crown of the head. So we're giving the body the best opportunity to open, purify all these fine channels, vessels of the body. Now breathing in and out of the so-called solar channel. Can you detect a subtle shift in the quality breathing in through the right nostril? Perhaps leaning into those attributes of masculinity, a little bit more heat, a forwardness, a punchiness, a different kind of power, a more outwardly directed power, a sense of boldness, of holding ground, of being out in the world and communicating. And you have the correspondence of those breaths in and out of the right nostril with the hold you have on that left upper part of your rib cage. But there's always a foot in the personal when we go out into the world, and there's always a foot in the world when we come back into the personal, because we need both. You don't want to forget who you are, but you also don't want to just stay the same. few more rounds of breath here, just on the right side, priming that solar channel, priming the right side of the olfactory nerve. Lots of benefit to slowing down the breathing by stoppering one nostril. The Western science is still catching up to the theory that the right nostril will activate the left brain hemisphere and vice versa. Some preliminary evidence in some brain scans, but the jury is still a little out in the science camp, though. For millennia, the yogis have known alternating the breathing through the nostrils balances the hemispheres of the brain. After your next exhale through the right, you can release the left hand and just take a breath in through both nostrils. Just clear the slate. It should feel kind of almost like a floodgate, so much capacity back. Love that feeling. Feels so clear, so open. We're going to take it alternating now. So 2 variations for hand gestures. You can, with the right hand, a traditional Vishnu mudra, peeling down the first 2 fingers to root at the thumb. And then you would turn the hand towards you so the thumb stoppers the right, and then the ring finger would stopper the left. You can also interlace the hands down to the webbing, free the 2 thumbs, and alternate it that way. Okay. So I'm going to go with the traditional this morning. I usually do the other one. Switch it up. So stopper the right nostril first so that the left one is open. And take an easy breath in through the left. No rush. Inviting the breath in. My breath is welcome here. And then at the top you switch and exhale through that right side. A brief pause at the bottom of your breath before breathing back in through the right side. And at the peak, you switch and it goes out through the left again. And that's one cycle. Gentle pause at the bottom there before repeating. I'll let you go at your own rhythm here. Some of you may like to add a longer pause at the bottom or the top of the breath. Adds a very mild heating quality. So if you're feeling a bit warm, you might skip that part. Otherwise, the little pauses between the inhales and the exhales can be a nice moment to just let the world stand still for a second. Take your time. Can you breathe nice and quietly, not to limit your expression, but for the benefits of the balancing of the levels of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the blood? A quieter, gentler exhale is going to lend to more CO2 building up in the blood, in the lungs, which will have the effect of releasing more oxygen into the tissues around the body. So we need that presence of CO2 for better oxygen delivery. Not breathing so light that you feel a big air hunger, but if a little bit of air hunger starts to seep in, like a teaspoon's worth, that's okay. That just is a signal from the body to the brainstem that there is a heightened presence of carbon dioxide in the blood. Going back and forth between that lunar and that solar channel, balancing the polarities, putting yourself right at the center, right in the driver's seat. So you can choose when to go out, you can choose when to stay in, you can choose when to be receptive, you can choose when to be a little bit more forward, instead of just living on the fringes, the extremes, unable to tap into all of these capabilities we have. Both the feminine and the masculine energies and all the places in between. take one more round, one more full round. In left, out right, in right, out left. Staying present in it, not waiting for it to be over. Present with each inhale, each pause, each exhale. And once that breath comes back out of the left side, whenever that is, just let the hands fall back to the lap. Again, noticing the effects of the technique, the effects of the Nadi Shodhana channel purifying breath. Again, you might feel that with double the capacity again, it feels like a floodgate coming in through both those nostrils. So take a few breaths just to enjoy that openness, that clarity, that abundance. We have one more unilateral nostril technique, and we're going to sort of marry that unilateral nostril breathing with Kapalabhati, with the skull shining breath. So we'll start on the left side and we'll take that right thumb again. You can put the left hand in the armpit if that feels comfortable. You just stopper the underside of that right nostril. Taking a breath in through the left side. Instead of a regular exhale, we're going to pump out 20 Kapalabhati breaths here. So you get to choose the speed. Pumping the exhale out, using the belly, not the face. It's a passive inhale and an intentional, punchy exhale that is rhythmic. Like you're snuffing out a candle with just that left nostril. Counting to 20. Once you reach 20, exhale out the left nostril. Pause, empty. When you're ready to breathe in, fill the left nostril. Holding the breath at the top. Taking another little sniff in just to really fill up. Holding the breath at the top. And then release your right thumb. Just exhale through both nostrils. Take a breath in through both nostrils. A breath out. And then we'll switch sides. Left thumb to the left nostril. An easy full breath in through the right side. 20 Kapalabhati breaths out through the right side only. Once you reach your 20, exhale the breath out through the right. Holding empty. Just pausing in that moment, your moment. And then when you're ready, filling the right nostril with air. Holding full at the top. One more little sniff in. Holding full at the top. And when you're ready to release, the left thumb comes away, out through both nostrils. Breath in through both. Breath out through both. We'll do one more time each side. So stoppering the right. Breathing in left. 20 Kapalabhati breaths through the left nostril. When you reach 20, exhale the breath out. Holding empty. Bringing the breath back in through the left. Holding full. Another little sniff in. So tall, so full, so pressurized, but self-soothing under the pressure. And then releasing the right thumb out through both. Breath in and out through both. Last time through the right. So left thumb to left nostril. Nice, easy breath in through that right side. 20 Kapalabhati breaths. Find a rhythm. Once you've done 20, you exhale the breath out. Hold empty. Soften the face. Smooth breath in through the right. All the way to the top. And then holding that full. Relaxing the jaw, relax the shoulders. Take another little sniff in. Holding full. When you're ready to exhale, you release the left thumb. Breath out through both. You can just let the hands fall to the lap and bring that breath in through both nostrils and out. And the next time you breathe in, maybe the breath just suspends a second or two at the top. And as you breathe out and get to the bottom, maybe the breath suspends a few seconds there at the bottom. See if you don't have to rush the inhale and the exhale. There can be a pause between the two. Just an intuitive pause. Listening to your body when it's ready to breathe out, when it's ready to breathe in again. Observing just the natural need to inhale, the natural need to exhale. Maybe the natural pauses in between. Then let your next breath in be a big reach up to the ceiling. Oh, maybe take a little extra little stretch there at the top. And then the hands can come down to the center of the heart when you're ready to find that exhale. Braiding those two polarities, palm to palm, is holy palmer's kiss, right? All the energy of the left and the right make that third hand, that implicit you, that combination of experience and birthright that the world needs. Take one more breath in just for you. And then let it go. Let go of the outcome, let go of the expectation, let go of the practice. Come back, continue to build on it. Om Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day.